Coach would like to open this statement, and then we'll open up for Q&A.
Yeah, first, again, same as last night. I thought our crowd did a really nice job, really came out even before we started the game, and really energetic, really excited, and very, it's a lot more fun to play in an atmosphere like that, and I think it's obviously not easy to do and be consistent with that, but man, it sure is nice on the field to hear that roar and to hear the cheers and to be able to feel the dugout's intensity just grow every time the fans in the stands really get after it. So proud of these two. Obviously, the rest of our team, I thought we had a lot of players, individual battles that they won, and as a team, I thought we played excellent. I think the only one that wasn't very good tonight was me. I got a couple players thrown out at the plate that I shouldn't have, just based on what I do. But I think overall, one of my players, I gave everybody player of the game stuff, and I took mine away. And she said, you can't score if you keep them at third. So we got to try and keep being aggressive. So I like our mentality, but I still got to do a better job. Again, and one of my players actually took accountability for a running mistake that really wasn't a running mistake. But I love that stuff, just being able to drop all egos in postseason and find a way to be a really good team, because I think that's what we have. We've talked about it all year long, being a really good team. But man, how much dang fun that was for our offense and the defense to make plays when we needed to. A lot of fun tonight. So appreciate that from everybody.
Questions?
Coach, you said a lot this year, better swings at better pitches. You guys walked a lot more tonight. So just your thoughts on the at-bats from everyone.
Yeah, I thought there was a period of time in there where we didn't have very good at-bats. We swung at pitches that were out of the zone, got a little sideways, but the good part is we also threw up zeros on the other side. I mean, I think that's the key. I looked at this, and we won every single inning tonight. And, that was one thing that I heard our players, echoing our feelings in the dugout. Just win the inning. We roll up a 3 spot, and they come out with a big bang, and then we came right back again. I thought that was huge. Elizabeth gave us everything she had, and she was just okay, and she knows that. But man, Riley was legit. Legit. It was fun to see.
And then Skylar, you've hosted more FCC tournaments than Coach has.
What? I have?
Because you hosted last year, right, at Alabama, or 2 years ago. I'm sorry. Oh.
This is my first time.
Okay, so that was my fault. I'm sorry. So never mind.
Yeah, I was gone.
I mean, I'll get your, I'll get your take, or just the players' take on getting to come out in an atmosphere like tonight, like last night. Just being able to host. What does that bring to the table? You think the SEC always travels well for their softball team, but being able to host, what does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think having our fans and getting to play in front of Gator Nation and having that advantage is huge. I mean, to have your crowd get after it and just support you 1 through 7 through the innings, it's just awesome. And it gives you some, electricity in the dugout to get after and get some runs across the board. But, I mean, we know the field better than anyone out here, so we have kind of an advantage in that, but it's really awesome just to be able to play in front of our fans and be comfortable.
How much easier is the game for you having Hannah in front of you?
It's a lot easier. I mean, I love Hannah's like my girl. I mean, my teammate, my ride or die. I've known her for years. So it's just fun to have her there and just bounce off each other, what we're thinking, what we're doing, what we're seeing, and just play the game. I mean, just keeping it super simple, but having fun with it.
Tim, you got another game where you get Kendra on base early, and she just continues to put so much pressure on the other team. How does she change, in your opinion, how does she change the mentality of the other teams, what they're doing defensively, what they're doing pitching-wise, etc.?
Well, I mean, you just if you watch the game and you see the positioning of the other team and where they have to play, one bobble, one think, and boom, she's safe. And tonight Hannah hits a ball in the gap with 2 strikes. The shortstop really did a really good job. Most shortstops throw that ball to the plate to try to get that kid. She recognized it, tried to backpick Hannah Adams at second base. Fortunately for us, Hannah was had her foot on the bag, and that's when she threw it into past the second baseman into the dugout. But that kind of stuff, a normal runner, she throws to the plate. There's no extra run potential and things like that. I think those are the things that I really know. She just changes the way you play because you have to play faster.
Chris?
Yeah, can you expand, Tim, on the psychological jolt of getting 3 right away in the first inning, and then answering that mammoth home run with 3 more. Just what does that do to the dugouts, kind of alleviate any kind of initial stress?
Well, this team, we're still one of the youngest teams in this league. When you look at our player for player and experience and all the other stuff, and I think one of the things that I'm really noticed is when we score, when we hit, we do it in bunches. When we don't, we don't. So getting 3 runs early, I told my team, before on Saturday when we huddled up for the break for the weekend, we talked about, hey, we're going to do everything in our power to score first, score early, and figure a way to loosen the swings up, loosen the game up, give Elizabeth Hightower a lead for a change. I mean, the kids pitched, down by a run or 0-0, for so many innings this SEC season, and I think that was key. Obviously Reagan had another great night again tonight for us, and drove in runs and did everything she could to hit that ball out of the ballpark. But I think and she tried. I think even before that, in that one swing, she tried to hit it over the scoreboard. So I just think that. But you don't get a chance to swing for the scoreboard when you're down by 2, And I think having that lead, it allowed some players to really free it up a little bit and get after it. And I love that stuff. I mean, we didn't try to tie. We tried to win, and I love that. I love the way we played.
Skylar, your home run, that would look like the best swing you've had maybe in 3 or 4 ball games.
Yeah.
Talk about that, please.
Honestly, I was just, telling myself to really sync up my hands and my legs. I've been talking to Coach Walton and Coach Thomas about that recently the past couple of days, just trying to sync up and just my swing's good, just got to get on time. So just keeping it super simple and trying to find a way to drive the ball and hit it hard.
Have you been like swinging off the back foot too much or something like that, or anything that you noticed particularly that was
Just getting my foot down, my front foot.
okay?
Reagan, what was working for you?
Sorry, what'd you say?
What was working for you at the plate tonight?
I was just looking for a pitch over the plate to attack and getting down on time and just trusting what I've been taught by Coach Walton and Coach Thomas and Amanda Lorenz, and just trusting it, really.
Ainsley?
Yeah, Coach, we've talked about Charlotte a little bit. It seems like she's returning to herself a little bit these last 2 nights. It seems like the exit velocity is a lot higher. She obviously gets that ground rule double. I mean, was there any kind of conversation, or is this just Charlotte, returning to, not really returning, but being her competitive self, playing SEC softball?
Yeah, I really thought over the last few weeks she's been swinging the bat well. Her swings have been better, her BP's been better, the results haven't been better. She's trying hard. I mean, even tonight they're trying to walk her in one at bat, and she just tried too hard again, and just the little things like that. But I think she's been swinging the bat really well. School's done, so that's another thing too. School's over, and she's just able to focus on being a softball player. She wants me to take her to BJ. She said I owe her a Pazuki. So, but I think when you start having Charla playing with some sarcasm and and understand, and I think the best thing that happened for us is her batting average went to 0-0-0, and she's able to just go out there and get after it and have fun.
Riley's hitting 64, 65, and a couple weeks ago when she had her out there, she was really struggling to get past about 60. Is there anything you changed with her that's getting her more velocity?
No, she was 68 last night. So,
Yeah.
no, I think we just simplified the process a little bit for her, and it's one thing. Like I said, I just woke up in the middle of the night, and we talked about maybe adjusting some things, me and Coach Bosch and Riley. And I think one of the best things that's happened to Riley is she now has a role on this team where she didn't have one before. She come to work every day, worked hard, but the results weren't very good. And so we just simplified the process and just trying to find a way to, create a role, whether it's 1 out a game, whether it's 10 outs a game. I think tonight it was 9, whatever the number was exactly. But I think the key for me is I think she's found a role, and she's a hard worker. But now I think that her hard work is actually she's able to go out there and execute it and not just keep working hard.
I'm getting that one.
Reagan, what kind of confidence does it give you and your teammates going out and being so dominant on offense tonight, seeing 5 pitching changes? What does that do for your mindset heading into the next game?
It definitely gives me a lot more confidence. I know just being around college softball, your confidence goes up and down, but getting these moments like with your team and celebrating everything definitely boosts your confidence and the rest of the team to know that we can do this.
Anyone on Zoom with a question? Raise your hand. Anyone else here?
Yeah, Coach, last night you talked a little bit about being the underdog. Going out there, seeing those 5 pitching changes, putting up 9 runs, getting on so early. Do you still feel like an underdog?
Oh yeah, no, I love being the underdog. It's a fun place to be. The thing I notice the most is when you get 2 through 6 in the batting order with RBIs. When you can get that kind of production and drive runs in with runners in scoring position, that's the key to winning in postseason play, is being able to find a way to be productive. You talk about Kendra, but somebody's got to be able to clean it up too, and that's the one cool thing with Reagan. Obviously had 3 RBIs again tonight, and the cool thing about where we're at, I think, is that we're going to play every game we're going to play is going to be a tough game. Everybody we're going to play is going to be a tough game, but when you can get your players to just keep it simple and keep working hard and understand, to me, I think one of the things we really try to work hard on is just understanding who you are and knowing what they do, but really paying more attention to who you are. What are your strengths? Why are we trying to, this girl's got a good rise ball and a good screwball. Now we're hunting pitches or we're guessing on pitches, and then she throws you a pitch right down the middle that's your pitch. And I think at times we got our philosophy backwards at times. And I think we've really retooled that here in the last few weeks. Is just trying to find a way. Each one of our hitters has different strengths and weaknesses, and play to your strengths more. This is a game of average. This is a game of statistics, and it's not always going to go your way. So you got to really do a good job, keep grinding, and figure out a way to stay positive and stay confident.
Thank you, Coach.
Eric, do you have a question?
Yeah, for all 3 of you, starting with the players, I noticed you all kind of stood behind the SEC Network set, I believe, as Charlotte was being interviewed. What was that like? What led to that decision, and what was it like being there as behind that set there? It was pretty loud over there.
They told us to come out there and stand behind her, so we did, and we just wanted to be there to support her.
They're coachable, Eric. They're coachable. I think one of the keys that that SEC Network is trying to do is just trying to make that set a little bit more lively. Get people out there with their signs. Get people out there, doing it like a college game day atmosphere, and get excited. Bring some positive attention to not only the University of Florida, but to the SEC and the softball in general. I think it's really cool. It's a cool idea. It's very typically when you have that kind of set, they're outside. Not even in the stadium. Now they're in the stadium. They got people coming up and saying hi. It's a really, again, I love that about our stadium is it's not too big. We're not oversized. We got a great seat in every spot in this location in the ballpark. But I love the energy. Obviously Charlotte hit a home run just sitting up there and just again, as Ansley mentioned, just seeing her big smile again and being able to just show off her teeth and do what she does. That's Charlotte. That's Charlotte.
Justin with a question?
Yeah, for Coach. I know, when you're coaching, it's a serious business, but you just look like you're having fun. You look like you're having fun on the field when you get here. You just look like you're having fun. What is it about your team that makes you have that kind of fun?
Just the potential that we have on this team, the personalities. I've said it probably 1,000 times in the last 2 years that we train hard. We work hard. I think it's just understanding that, outside of the time that we work together is really what makes a player a great player, not just what we do in practice. Players have to do things on their own, and that's the one thing I was so fired up about Hannah Adams. Just, she could have easily just sat there and pouted for, however many weeks and go into seeing the doctor. Well, they're going to tell me that I can't play, and, they said she'd be back by super regionals, and here she is playing. And I think that's just the potential of our players to understand that there's not one single person on this team that's even close to as good as they're capable of being. They just have to believe it themselves. I think that the coaches have probably more confidence in our players than our players have had because I think this game, it's a grind. It's a grind. I think that if we had a pitcher that was striking everybody out and making it easy, nothing's been easy for this team for 2 years. And I think that's the part that I smile about is this game always finds a way to reward hard work and really good teammates. It's not a game that rewards selfish people. It's not a game that rewards teams that just don't find a way to play together. And that's the part that I think we've embraced it. I feel like we've embraced it. LSU was a big turning point for us, and I said it in that post game is that I really think that was the biggest key to our success moving forward is that we finally were able to get over the hump when adversity struck. And so that's why I'm smiling. I'm not smiling too much in the field, but I'm definitely smiling afterwards and recognizing the successes of our individual successes of our players that's just carrying over. And hearing the words, listening to Kendra Falby's interview last night, just understanding how important it is to be a really good teammate, to understand that you're not just having to fight a battle by yourself. We got a whole, dugout full of, cool people that are, that have your back. And, if you strike out with bases loaded, we're not going to blame you. It's just part of the game. It is what it is.
Tim, 2 straight nights, really outstanding defense. Just talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, if everybody asks me what's the keys to success for the Florida Gators, I say our pitching and defense. And again, obviously, I heard him on the set last night talk about our lack of home runs, and I heard him again. We just broke out with a bunch of hits again. But we pretty much hang our hat on our defense. I think that we have a lot of players that work extremely hard on the defense, and I think the key is just making the routine plays and then make the special plays along the way. But I haven't seen anybody make as many special plays as we've made. And again, maybe that's because we only struck out 2 batters again tonight. We don't strike out a ton, so there's a lot of balls put in play. But I think our defense I think they enjoy playing defense. I think we got some really good defenders making some really good plays. And Emily Wilkie throws hoses a girl tonight, throws her out by a lot. So I think we enjoy playing defense.
She throws something out from her knees and then makes the play on the bunt on the next.
It's cool, barehanded. It's a tough play. But yeah, it's just. I mean, like I said, those are all things that if you ask me in the dugout, those are all routine things that we need to do. And we've been doing that very well here.
Got time for one more.
Okay, thank you. Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Tim, in a regular